I'm Justin Quesinberry alongside Beairshelle Edmé, meteorologist Kristin Ketchell, and I've got a song stuck in my head. Reunited, and it feels so
good.
No, I was going to say all right. It's nice to be
really?
good. Yeah, just all right.
All that waiting and it feels just all right, man.
Yeah, it's been a while since we've all worked together.
It has.
Good to be with you guys.
Kristin here has a look at our weather. You have a look at the forecast for us. And I don't, just like old times, we're not really too fond of this forecast, talking about this cold weather.
If it's hot, she doesn't like it. Nope. If it's cold, she doesn't like it. If it's somewhere in the middle.
That's perfect.
Nothing's changed in the last few weeks, I can see. We do have a mix of kind of everything in the forecast for the week ahead. Outside this morning, we're seeing some cloud cover, as you can see from our Raleigh-Durham International Airport camera there.
And there you heard Governor Pat McCrory giving an update on Hurricane Matthew and its impact on North Carolina, not just along the coast, but even right here in central North Carolina. One of the big concerns he expressed there was that people might let their guard down now that this has been downgraded to a Category 1. There's still an extreme risk that goes along with that. He talked about the concerns over water. It can kill. You've still got high winds, surges that can cause a lot of damage as well.
And he also mentioned, and it's of note, that this could be possibly the worst flooding since Floyd. And I think a lot of people recollect when that happened and the damage that was brought because of that. So he's referencing it. So people know this is very serious. And as you mentioned there, just because it is a Category 1, people should not let your guard down and therefore not be prepared for what's going to pass through here.
What a lot of people don't understand is that inland flooding tends to be the #1 killer when it comes to storms like this. And we are in that inland location. We've got some very high winds, also some very heavy rain still continuing across the entire area today. And as Beairshelle mentioned, and we heard the governor mention, the worst flooding potentially since Floyd, so in almost 20 years. So it has been a long time since we've experienced flooding and some issues like this. Definitely do not let your guard down. This is still a very dangerous storm.
And we saw the inland flooding already starting, the flash flooding down in the Fayetteville area. We were taking a live look, and there it is once again. Our Nate Rogers down there showing us these pictures, and it's remarkable. The governor's saying that 4 to 7 inches of rain could fall in central North Carolina, correct,
with
Kristin?
higher amounts likely across the Sandhills, up to 10 inches possible in some parts near around Fayetteville.
Of note as well in Cumberland County, Delta and United canceled flights out of the Fayetteville Regional Airport as well. American Airlines, their last flight was at 9 a.m. this morning. So transportation at all levels, in a sense, stopped out there for safety concerns. And if we can't stress it enough, to be safe out there. And if you see standing water, if you see water, do not go ahead and try and cross through because it's not worth it.
Cumberland County was one of the areas that we saw things getting pretty bad early on. However, now here in Wake County, things are starting to get pretty bad as well. We saw Ali Warshawski's live shot there a few moments ago, and now we've learned that Crabtree Valley Mall will be closing at 1:30 today. So just in about 15 minutes now. As you know, that area around Crabtree Valley Mall floods pretty easily when we get a lot of rain, even with the work that they've done over the years there to try to prevent the flooding from entering the mall.
And we somewhat covered our areas that are inland. We want to take you out to the coast now. Our Jonathan Rodriguez has been on Oak Island all week long and joins us now with more. Jonathan, this morning when we were seeing what was going on out there, it already seemed like a pretty terrible conditions out there. And we know that that most likely has only gotten worse as time goes on throughout the day. What are you seeing now?
So let's get right on over to meteorologist Kristin Ketchell with an update on where things stand now.
We're talking about dangerous and potentially life-threatening flooding across central North Carolina right now. Here's a look at our current satellite and radar, and you can see that really heavy rain continuing to impact parts of central North Carolina. Some of the deep colors on the radar here indicating some just absolutely torrential rain. I've seen reports of well over 8 inches of rain already across parts of the Sandhills, and unfortunately this rain is not letting up. You can see those oranges, those reds pushing in from the southeast, moving to the northwest. So this is really kind of just the beginning here of what is still to come. We still have more heavy rain in the forecast for today.
Well, we had a report that you had at least 40 roads that were closed. Has that number increased? And you're asking people to stay put as well, correct?
Absolutely. That number has probably doubled since that last impact.
CBS North Carolina.
All right, Nate, thank you.
He talks about the warnings and repeating the warnings. Well, you can't repeat these warnings enough. We have just received word from our news partners at WNCN-TV that there have been 2 confirmed fatalities. This happened in Bladen County. and that's due to a submerged vehicle.
And we'll continue to follow more and gather details on that as well. New developments that flash flooding has been extended to 7 o'clock tonight. We'll be right back with some more news and weather for you. We start this half hour with breaking news out of Raleigh. Investigators are trying to find out who shot and killed a man this morning. It happened shortly before 1. Police officers responded to Single Leaf Lane, and we do know that they discovered a 20-year-old man with a gunshot wound. This is video that we have here now that we just got from the scene.
Yeah, our crew out there, and we can tell you that the victim was transported to Wake Med, where he later died. There's no suspect information available just yet. This is a developing story that we will bring you more information on as it comes into our newsroom.
Turning now to the lengthy battle over November's gubernatorial election, Durham County is scrambling to comply with a state order to complete a recount of more than 90,000 ballots in the governor's race.
Several other departments across the country have reported receiving threats yesterday, including Fayetteville. Police there say more than 60 threats came in throughout the day. None of them were credible. We now know the names of the officers involved in the fatal shooting of 32-year-old Philando Castile. The aftermath of his shooting was recorded on Facebook Live.
All American Airlines flight attendants are sporting brand new uniforms this year.
But there is a problem. Nearly 2,000 of the airline's employees say the new gear is giving them serious health problems. Lynn Ramirez reports.
Shifting gears now, we'd like to thank each and every one of you who participated in CBS North Carolina's annual toy drive, Stock the Sled, yesterday.
No question, Friday was absolutely huge, and now hundreds of kids in Wake and Durham counties will be able to celebrate the holidays thanks to your donations. I kicked things off before dawn yesterday morning at our donation site outside the Walmart at Briar Creek in Raleigh, and Storm Team meteorologist Kristin Ketchell was on hand at our other site in Durham at the New Hope Commons Shopping Center, where we spent the entire morning collecting toys and other gifts. But let's face it, it was your contributions that really made this event successful.
I understand there's a lot of kids that go without, and to be able to help, like I said, in the community, being able to, just help where it's needed and let kids know that, hey, Christmas is there, Santa Claus is out there, share the love.
Once we wrapped up at 11:30 last night, CBS North Carolina and the Salvation Army collected more than 2,250 toys. And it is so amazing to see that total. Starting out in the morning, our table only had 11 at Briar Creek, and I'm sure yours only had a few as well.
We had a few, yeah.
And, just hour by hour, more people kept piling in. I know one person, Bert, Jamal, Babel, came out early in the morning around 5, and they dropped off, Jamal particularly, 3 boxes full of toys. And it's amazing to see the generosity of our community.
Yeah, there was a lady at the New Hope Commons Walmart in Durham that was going to return a bike to the store, and instead of returning it, she dropped it off and gave it to us instead.
Nice.
So it's just such a great event, and it was so nice to see just the amount of people that were giving back, and it kind of warms your heart, especially on a cold day. It was really nice to see.
Yeah, and you guys were out there really early. I rolled up to the Walmart in Durham about 1 o'clock.
You got the good part of it.
Yeah, it was nice when the sun was out, but yeah.
It was nice. All right. Well, thanks again for all of you who donated. How about that? This is fascinating TV, guys.
$1 augmented reality.
So then do you see there on the little screen that as you move the dollar bill around, you get a tour of the White House. Now you can move your phone around. It's really cool. It's been enough to pass the time during commercial breaks.
It's been amusing us a little bit today.
Well, the question I asked earlier, too, well, first of all, I'm surprised that you even carried cash. So that was, surprising to me in itself.
I'm glad I found $1
and
amid all the hundreds
I was
and 50s.
wondering, what if you have a $20 bill or a $100 bill? Do you get more of an exclusive tour inside of the White House? What do you think?
No, the answer is no, but that would be a great idea.
I don't know. Maybe I'm just an app developer at heart.
Maybe you are. It's a $20 idea right there. All right.
Along the same lines as those augmented reality apps. So it's pretty neat to see.
It was fun. We've had a lot of fun messing around with it.
My wife and our son, our dog, we took a walk. We came back home, and I guess we left the door open because we found this inside our house. Come on, bird. Now, let me be clear. I have a wife, I have a toddler, and I have a small dog. So you will never know exactly who that was.
I think my favorite part of the whole video was, get out of the house, bird. You talking to the bird, trying to get him out of the house. My role is if it looks weird or if it smells weird, you get rid of it.
I said we keep you around.
He's his own best audience here this morning.
Oh my gosh.
I am 100% convinced, though, that you don't own a pair of sneakers.
Me too.
That you just wake up naturally in a suit and dress shoes.
I have that same conviction.
I think I saw you in sneakers one time, and I was so freaked out by it because I'm so used to seeing you in a suit.
What is this?
It was very strange.
Yeah. Dad shorts, I think you called them. Dad shoes.
Dad shoes,
my
dad
goodness.
shorts. You had that going for you.
Well, let's keep it moving here. Of course, we'd like to learn, because we'll just keep making fun of you. Of course, we'd like to learn what shoes are your favorite, so hit us up on Twitter or Facebook so we can see what you have in your closet.